Uh, I almost forgot about this Facebook Live. Almost didn't happen. Someone messaged me. Is this working? It's been such a long time. I can't remember even how to do this. Hashtag Born a Crime has entered the chat. That's true. We actually talked about you on the podcast just now. We were recording. Okay, so if we get, what's a good number? We need a number. If we get no audio, there has to be audio now. We need a number, because if we get over this number, then I'm gonna do a ridiculous sale in Europe. We're gonna do a sale. I actually need to prepare the sale in case we get that. 114. I like 114. If we get over 114 people watching, then I'll do a ridiculous sale for all our European friends. It's still early enough in Europe to where people will be awake, hopefully. And I'm actually going to go and make sure that I can put it online. All Europeans care about Europe. By the way, nice lighting I have here. I'm in heaven right now. After my really great Reedy performance, I transcended. I am now in heaven. $85. Okay, so we need we have enough people to where if you just share this, get a friend to watch, get your mums to watch, because mothers do anything for their child. So if their child asks them to watch a Facebook Live, they'll do it. So we can get enough people, and then we can do this sale. But now I actually have to go and make sure that it's set up in the web shop. So Q&A until we reach that number. So then I'm going to make the sale live, and then I will talk about something. What was I supposed to talk about? The lightweight kit and something else. Maybe you have questions. This is going to be in the EU store, eu.jqracing.com. You go to the pre-fire sale. So we're expecting a fire in the warehouse, but we're just trying to sort of sell out a whole bunch of stuff before the fire, so we can make the most amount of money, really. So we sell stuff first, then we have a fire, and then we can claim insurance on the rest. So pre-fire sale we've got going on. Why don't more companies display their kits online like X-Ray does? Yeah, the X-Ray really do a great job. I remember when I first started 10 years ago, no one really did anything. They just sort of, we haven't made a new car, here you go. And then I did that whole extended release, explained everything, and that was new. No one really did that. And then since then, X-Ray just have taken that and their whole next level now. They do a full release with nice graphics, pictures. The thing about the X-Ray one though, it looks really good, but the content isn't that good. Does that make sense? Like, they make their stuff look really awesome. Great graphic design, great pictures, images, like showing everything what that's new, but like the content, the substance is missing. It's kind of blah blah blah, like marketing speak. It doesn't mean anything. Like, I wish Martin Bayer or Bruno or someone like sat down and actually wrote some good content to explain the true differences and why things are different and how they affect and what setups to run. Like, really, like, give some value, So it looks good, but the content's lacking. So now they just need to add top quality content too. 107, we're close. When will the option parts be available again? Oh yeah, that 2020 set. Well, the problem was that they sold out, and then they went on holiday, Chinese New Year. Basically, it lasts a month, so they'll be gone for a while. So mid-February they're back. Hopefully, like DNC time, we'll have more of those option parts. What makes the Reedy race so difficult? Is it purely a tire game, mind game, or the reason why it's so hard to win the Reedy race is basically you need, well, technically you need 10 good races out of 12. But often it's almost like you need 12 good races out of 12. Sometimes you start at the back, you have to fight through traffic. So basically you can't make any mistakes of your own, because you will end up in situations where you're in traffic, someone crashes in front of you, you run into them, you get caught in that. Like, you'll have things not go your way at some point through no fault of your own. So if you want to win that race, you really can't make mistakes on your own to add to that. That's too much. So you have to be perfect in all your races, and then when something doesn't go your way, you just sort of make the most of that, still finish third or second or whatever you can. So it's really hard to be so consistent over 3 days of racing. That's why it's a difficult race. Heads up racing and starting at the back, you aren't as much in control of your own destiny as you are at normal races where you qualify, and if you're fast, you TQ, you start out front. If you're the fastest guy, you're gonna win. 112, we are really close. Why don't you wear a suit and take photos with your buggy? 115, I have to do this sale. Let me just check the shipping options here. Okay. Shipping. Is that going to be enough? That's not going to be enough. Oh my God. I probably should have prepared this, right? Should I have prepared this beforehand? What do you guys think? Almost done. I'm going to put this crazy, ridiculous sale online right now. Ships only to Europe for now. So this is for our European friends. I'm going to let you know when it's live, and you can go to that pre-fire sale section, eu.jqracing.com. That's the website. It's about to go live. There was another question I saw. Oh yeah, the suit. Why don't I put on a suit and take pictures of it? That's the X-Ray way. X-Ray, they are the luxury brand, so they do that. It's not really my style. So I don't think I'm gonna adopt that. What do we need to light up to get the deal in the US? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Since this is for the Euro guys, what Euro races are you doing this year? Good question. I'm doing all the Finnish nationals for the first time in a long time. So I'm going to do those. I'll do the Euros warm-up. I'll do the Euros. Those are currently the only races that I know I'll do. Oh, one more. End of April, the Bischofsheim Rhine-Main warm-up race, Frankfurt. I'm doing that one. That's one of my favorite races ever. So yeah, at least those races. Why is Anthony Westergaard calling me when he knows I'm doing a Facebook Live? He's just doing this to mess with me. Can he be like, can I add him? Can I add Anthony on this Facebook Live? How do I do that? how do I add someone? How do I add someone on this? Can I do that, or do I need like a different program or something? Anthony wants me to wear a mankini instead of a suit. No, I can't add someone. Yes, I can. Can you decide? Okay. Now, hopefully, it will be online and it will work. If I did this right, there's going to be a ridiculous deal on the web shop in Europe right now. I'm going to go check for myself. Pre-fire sale. Oh, there we go. What is this? Let's see if it works. Available model. So you can buy a spec Q or a kit. You can select one of those. Let's select the spec Q. Then you can select to have 2 servos for 69 euros more, or an OS combo 2102 for 199 euros, or an XRB V2 OS engine for 69 euros. You can buy an OS engine with your Black Edition for 69 euros. I'm gonna have to show this to you because this, my friends, is ridiculous. It's backwards, folks. It's backwards. How do we work this? Look at that. Can you read text backwards? EROM 991 Ilno Rof Epip SO. So you can add that, or you can add the EROM 96 Ilno Rof, the Ilno Enigne, or then you can add the 2721 Xevas. So you can add those, and it's only 99.995 euros. So did you get that? It's a pretty ridiculous sale. I mean, I'm pretty sure that these will sell because it's the normal price of a Black Edition, and then you just add servos for 69 euros, or you add an OS engine combo for 199 euros. Or if you have a pipe already, you just add the engine for 69 euros. That's ridiculous. I mean, when have you ever been able to buy an OS engine for 69 euros? That's ridiculous. Someone post the link here. Someone comment the link. How do I do that? Let's see, I have a laptop. I should be able to figure this out. Anyway, so this is only for all of us Europeans at this stage. So all Euros, head over to the JQ shop and get your Black Editions now. I mean, hell, just get the OS engine. Sell the Black Edition to your friend. There we go. Ridiculous deal. Link posted. Okay, so now that's out of the way. Any more questions? Did I miss some questions here? No, I can't see any questions. I don't have it. I don't have the lightweight set here. I'm so well prepared. It's out in the van. I'm just gonna show you. So we came up with this THEQuagraine lightweight kit. Gonna be released also after Chinese New Year on the website. So it's all you need to lose some weight on this thing, on the black edition. So it comes first of all with all the turnbuckles. Titanium front turnbuckle, front upper link turnbuckle, steering, then this one, the small one from the Servo. The rear turnbuckles are longer. I believe they're 60mm. The long link, then we also lengthen the turnbuckle just for more strength. Then the screws. So just a bit of advice for the screws. I never use any titanium on the steering link. So the outside steering link, inside steering link, not a good idea to use titanium screws because they can break. And also not a great idea, like I have actually done here. The outside is kind of safer, I think, to use the aluminium nuts, because the threads just aren't as strong. I have noticed that these don't stay on as well as the steel ones. So I use steel ones, especially always on the inside on the Ackerman plate. Use the steel one. However, here you can use a titanium screw, no problem. And it's included in the kit. So actually, let's go through where I place all the screws. So then you'll know, when you get this set, you know where to put them. So the easy ones, there are some aluminium screws because they are even lighter than the titanium ones. So here, the gold ones. For the sway bar, aluminium. For the battery box cover, aluminium screws. That screw, the small one there holding the radio tray in place, aluminium. The two screws on top of the center diff mount in the middle there, holding the carbon plate down, aluminium. The cover for the battery, aluminium again. Sway bar on the rear, aluminium screws. That's where they go. Nuts, you can see that are gold here, aluminium nuts. So on the knuckle, on the steering link on the outside, like I said, I wouldn't recommend putting them here. Also, I don't waste them here on the front shock because I crash and they just, you know, why bother? Just use the steel ones here. Upper link, inside, outside. Again, aluminium nuts. Inside here you can't see, but there are two nuts here inside the battery box. Aluminium. Not aluminum like Americans say. You know that Americans put the I from aluminium in Ongario. I learned that from Jeff. So again, nuts here, link, upper link, gearbox, or aluminium nuts. What else? Then we have the titanium screws. So where do they go? So the kit includes screws for the front shock tower, the front gearbox there. Actually, I don't remember, but I don't believe I included the ones for the lower shock. Maybe just two, the ones that aren't reverse threads. But what I did include is here. So titanium screws here, which I don't have on this car, but these two screws here for the steering plate. The screw here for the sway bar, titanium. Screw for the upper link, inside, outside, titanium. Screws for the servos. So all 8 to attach the servos, titanium. Titanium screws here for the center diff mount. I have titanium screws here also. You know, to be honest, I can't remember if I included them in the kit, but I believe I did. So throttle and brake linkage, titanium. On the rear, again, sway bar, titanium. Wing mount, which I'm not running, I'm running the HB one because it's lightweight, But on the stock one, all the screws on the wing mount, titanium. The two nuts that hold the wing on, I'd use steel screws because back in the day, I ran aluminium nuts there and they stripped and my wing fell off. That wasn't very good. So just use steel nuts there. Also, the screws here for the wing mount, I would use steel screws, not the titanium ones, because they need to endure some heavy impacts. So just put steel screws there. So then when we continue, so titanium screws here for the gearbox, upper link, inside, outside. We also have, I don't know if you can see it there, you can see this here, the droop screw, titanium. It's a specially shaped screw that has a hex from the top, but then it's flat underneath, so it doesn't wear the chassis out as much. Those are included in the kit also. And they're titanium, so lightweight. Any other screws included still? I think so here on top, so the servo saver plate where it attaches to the gearbox and the front brace and also the steering posts, titanium, and a fuel tank, titanium screws here also, front and rear. And those are all included in the kit. Then the other parts that I use for making the car lightweight, so look at this, well used and abused, my carbon side guards, which are worn through. So I mean, I've run these now since when? Since when were these new? I can't remember. When did I build a new car? What was the last big race that I built this for? I honestly cannot remember when I put this on. My memory's terrible. I think it was RCGP when we came to Europe. This was the fairing RCGP. When was that? June? That's when I put these on. Still going strong. I think before DNC I need a new pair. They are done. So anyway, carbon side guards, lightweight. Then we offer the aluminium servo saver posts, save weight. All of these linkage balls. So the balls for the upper links, steering links, sway bar links, they're all aluminium. The shock standoff, I only use them here. The two rear shock standoffs, I use them in aluminium. On the front, I think that the steel ones are safer, so I stick with them. Carbon rear tower, I use that, lightweight. Again, only on the rear because on the front, the CNC aluminium one is stronger, safer option. What else do I use that's lightweight? Trying to think. Oh, I forgot. You know what? We did include some other aluminium screws. So the screws that hold the crown gear on the diff. So those 4 screws on the diff, they're also aluminium. So when you tighten those, if you use an electric tool, don't tighten them all the way because they'll snap. So maybe you just put them in and then finish them off by hand so you don't snap them. But yeah, that helps. They are strong enough to work on the diffs. So that's front and rear. They don't really fit well on the center diff, so we didn't do that there. Carbon side guards, you will be able to buy the carbon side guards. They will also be become available here in the spring. They're going to be a part for the 100, and then they'll become available to purchase for everyone. Same with this lightweight kit. So the 100 drivers should already have received their lightweight kits, and then later on, once everyone's back from Chinese New Year, they'll be available to purchase. And then I think in the carbon side guards will be available in April. So then anyone can buy the carbon side guards, which are super trick. and lightweight. Oh yeah, I have also the carbon radio tray and then the carbon top and side plate on the center diff mount. That also saves a bit of weight. The 4 large the M4 nuts in the B and C plate, they can also be aluminium. And then also you see these flathead screws. They're flathead because they're also aluminium. So you lose a lot of weight on those actually, because normally they're steel, big long M4 screws. So this lightweight screw is good to have, and it's flathead because the hex would strip too easily. So the flathead is good. Just use your tuning screwdriver. I know it doesn't look that good, but it works. So that's it. And like I said, I used that HB tall wing mount because it was lighter than our own, especially because we use those CNC high mounts. So this car, this weighed in at, what was it, 300, I think it was 3,330 grams, which is still too much. I mean, I still feel like I'd like to get 100 grams off this thing, so yeah. Work in progress still. So there's that. Yeah, 3,330, that's what it weighed. Are we going to see RCGP this year? You are going to see RCGP this year, but you're going to see it in the form of a docu-series, a series of videos documenting last year. So there's not going to be any new races this year, only videos. And then the whole point is this year to sort of sell that first season, get sponsors. The teams are sort of already there. So in addition to the teams, just get sponsors and all the brands that are involved with the teams, you know, get them all to chip in a bit. So if everyone chips in a bit, then it's possible to do the full series and do it properly and have great coverage and hopefully try and join some outside event for next year. That's the goal. I had no interest really of being a part of the series if it's going to be the same or worse than the first year. What's the point? It's much better to just take a gap year, have everyone go to Brazil, race the Worlds, and then rebuild and try and make a better season 2 in 2021. The C-hubs, so no, these aren't stock. So these, we released the new parts which have new longer holes for the link, but they have a lot of inclination. So these were samples that were made earlier, which you can't actually buy. We never made these for production. It's the 0 KPI, so standard C-hub, but with longer link locations. And also adjustability, so you can move the knuckle up or down. So standard, you would run the knuckle down, so the thin shim is here and the thick shim is here. But then on edgy tracks, so tracks sort of high grip, rough, edgy, hard to drive, you can move this knuckle up. So you put the thick shim down here and the thin shim up here, and it just smooths out the front end feel and the steering. So yeah, so unfortunately this is only available with that large amount of inclination, which makes it kind of like what Savoia would like, you know. Drives like it has balls. So that's available, but this one that I have, where you can run the 0 KPI, this is not available. So you would have to run the standard C-hub. You don't have the adjustability and you don't have these longer holes. The shortest hole here is the same as the long hole on the stock one. You got that? Shame Red Bull won't get involved with RCGP. They seem to sponsor every other crazy sport out there. Yeah, but RC isn't a crazy sport. It's nerds in a field. You know, they aren't interested. Energy drink companies aren't interested in nerds in fields. They're interested in extreme sports and exciting stuff. RC isn't very exciting to anyone. Like, you take anyone to the RC track and they'll be like, what the hell are you guys doing? This is ridiculous. Some races, you know, heads up racing, exciting track, it can be interesting, it can be exciting, but the way we do it now is super boring for most people. Aaron Dexter, he likes the 2020 kit. Why do you like the 2020 kit? Probably because he comes from balls. So he's used to having balls, and he just likes the feel of balls. He likes to feel balls, and it's kind of like Savoia, you know? When you grow up playing with balls, then you tend to be very comfortable with balls, and that's kind of what you like. So I think that Aaron Dexter is in that same school of thought. That's actually one reason why we made this new front end, because I'm not really, like, I'm not at that level. I'm not into balls that much, to be honest. But I can appreciate that there are people out there that really like balls. So I came up with a way to have the best of both worlds, where we didn't go balls deep and just make balls. We still stuck with C-Hub, and we're making that work instead. So we're making the C-Hub sort of be a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a substitute, a C-Hub substitute ball. It's like it's not the real thing, but it feels just like it. Does that make sense? That's kind of how we did that. But yeah, Dexter, he's like, Dexter is all in. His balls deep, just like Savoia. So he can't tell the difference. So we must have done a really good job on that. Would a carbon fiber or aluminium with carbon fiber inserts work for a lighter chassis? That's been done before, and they've all sucked. Kevin Palmer, what's up, Kevin? I learned something. So I guess Kevin Palmer's stepdad of C. Jellin. See, apparently it's not CJ Jellin. CJ is like C. Jellin. So we're kind of been saying it wrong all this time. I swear people say like CJ Jellin. No, it's not. It's C, and then the J is from Jellin. Right, Kevin? So it's either C. Jellin or CJ, but not CJ Jellin. That's wrong. C-hubs that identify as pivot balls only in 2020. Exactly. So American liberals should be all over this car. They should be all about the Black Edition, because we're really like open-minded, and yes, if the C-hubs want to identify as balls, that's fine, and we promote that. Like, we work with them to improve their life situation, and we promote them. My new Black weighs 3.26 kilos with battery and all oils, but without fuel. How? Did you leave some parts off? Like, which parts didn't you put on? So let's see what Aaron says about his balls. So here's Aaron about his balls. See more. Why can't I see all of his ball explanation here? What's going on? What? Doesn't want to show me. Anyway, it's so much smoother, high speed, does feel very similar. You did a good job. See? He gave me props. That's good. He's a team driver. He wants to, get free stuff, so he's buttering me up. That's good. Everyone needs some balls in their life. See? But I can't read the full message. Maybe on my laptop. Why? What is going on? I can't read his message. Why no pivot balls in 1/10 four-wheel drive? Didn't S-Works make them? I think one problem is that they're kind of heavy, and the 10 scale wheel is kind of small, so it's kind of hard to fit everything in there. You have some packaging issues there. I can't even find his comment here. on my laptop. There we go. That, oh my god, that's it. You know, the only thing missing was an N. Everyone needs some balls in their life, man. And just the N was missing. And I was trying to click see more just to see an N. That was stupid. Apple, you dumb. Just, they could have easily put the N there. I built the rear skid plate from carbon. It's heavy enough. What? All right, so a carbon skid plate on the rear. Wow, how long does that last? Yeah, the skid plate, that's actually a way to lose some weight. Yeah, I wonder what the skid plate weighs. I don't have a scale here. But about 10 scale four-wheel drives, I do think that the front end geometry could be changed. When I designed my four-wheel drive, I didn't do the same geometry that all the other 10 scales have at the moment. I did a more sort of 8 scale style geometry, and it was really good, really smooth to drive, so I like that. So I guess one day someone will do it. Now everyone's just stuck on doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, so it's kind of boring. Is going to lightweight going to be like 10 scale and adding a lot of weight to get the cars to work? I don't think so, but it does open up that option where you could add weight and kind of place the weight where you want and also get the weight lower down. So a lower CG and also place more of the weight where you want it without having a heavy car. But I think the lightweight, with a lightweight car, you just need a slightly different setup. So different springs, pistons, oils, sway bars. Like if you adjust all of that, then it's good, and I think you can get away with running softer tire compound also. And it's just, if you get the setup right with that light car, it's going to be better. If you have a car that works well and you just make it lightweight and you don't change those other things and you don't figure out the right shock setup and all those things, then it's not going to be better. You know, maybe it's going to be, oh, it jumps good, but it's harder to drive or something like that. But you need to change those other things to get around it. How does the JQ car compare to the HB as far as handling? I think that the JQ and the HB cars are very similar. I think handling wise, the front end on the HB is calmer, so it's not as nervous on steering, I think. So it has this sort of more calm feel on sort of tricky, edgy tracks, where on those edgy tracks, the Black Edition seems like it's a bit more aggressive, and you tend to want to sort of find a setup that's less aggressive. So you make changes to numb it down, where I think just naturally the HB would already be more numb and easy to drive on those tracks. I think that I've noticed also landing. I think that the HB lands a bit better than the Black Edition. I like how it just lands and goes, where I feel that sometimes there's this sort of hesitation that, so I land, make sure everything's okay, and then go with the Black Edition. But then on the other hand, I think that the Black Edition has more consistent rear grip. So the HB has the problem often that when you accelerate out of the corner, the rear sort of fishtails, or it wants to continue turning the car, or maybe it fishtails a bit. So you can especially see this with like lower level or less skilled drivers, where they have this fishtailing problem, and it's sort of inherent to the design of the car. Now the Black Edition is different. It doesn't have that. The rear end is more locked in, so you have grip. Like you accelerate, the rear is locked in. You have traction, and I think mechanically they're also a bit different. Where I think that the HB wears out a lot quicker than the Black Edition, and also not necessarily because of the materials, but the way it's designed. So yeah, it just creates way more slop in the arms and hubs and all over. So yeah, just wears out quick compared to the Black Edition. So tell us why you sucked at Reedy. Actually, we didn't really cover it that much on the podcast. Talked about everyone else. So yeah, I was actually a bit surprised. I even made the post that I'm surprisingly shit at Reedy, because normally when I've done the Reedy, I've kind of been able to be in the mix. Like I've almost won a main or two. I've finished. I'm not sure if I've finished second. I think I did, but I'm not sure. But I finished third and fourth and fifth, and I've been like leading right up to the end, and there's been exciting races. But this year I was just way off. Like there wasn't even a chance. I was just way off. So my best race was the last one, where I started second, but I got the whole shot and I led for 2 laps, then was second for another lap, and then I was third for like until the last 30 seconds or something. Still finished last, but that was like the only race where I was a factor, like holding everyone up, just driving around the track like this, elbows out, not letting anyone by. I don't know. I didn't race last year, so for 2 years I didn't race any 10 scale. I raced the same car from 2018 Reedy in 2-wheel. I kind of dremeled together a car for 4-wheel. I thought my 2-wheel car was pretty good. Maybe the setup wasn't the fastest, but I thought it felt good. 4-wheel I never really got to where it was comfortable to drive, so I don't know. I just didn't do well. I didn't feel good with the cars. Wasn't confident. I kept on making stupid mistakes, casing that triple. I cased it so many times. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I was just really bad. I went in thinking that, this is going to be good. I think I can do well. And then, no. It was very bad. So, are you coming to PM20 or what? Book your flights and get there. I'm thinking about it. I wasn't going to go after the RCGP in the Philippines and all of that. I was thinking like, fuck, I'm never going back. Never the Philippines again. Also, like when I lived there for 9 months. So when I left, I'm like, I'm so over this place. But you know what? I might, because it's the last time they have the race there on that track. Apparently they're moving the track, or that place is closing down. So I might go. I'm not sure. Also, Aaron is going, Aaron Dexter, our new JQ driver, and also Australian distributor Tim is going, and our New Zealand distributor and our ace mechanics from RCGP, Mark and I can never remember his official name. It's like Bevan, but that's not a real name. How is that a real name? So anyway, so there's a bunch of people going, bunch of JQ guys going, so I might go. Not sure. Steel skid plate 18 grams, carbon 5 grams. There you go. 12 grams right there. '17th to 19th of April in Germany. Well, is that 1 week before the Frankfurt race that I'm going to. Nothing is surprising about your performance at Reedy. Oh, whatever, Keenan. I was surprised. Actually, let's check in with our Europe sale. What happened? Did I actually put it online correctly? Yep, it's here. Now we need some orders, dude. Ridiculous sale. Keenan ordered some shirts. We have a ridiculous sale of Black Editions and OS engines, and Keenan orders some shirts. Keenan orders some JQ shirts, which he's not going to pay for, so I'm just going to edit this. Not going to get any money for this. Just spending money on his tent fabric shirts. Have to make these at local tent factory. Here we go. Keenan's getting some shots for DNC. Why did you fit the different slipper on the four-wheel drive? So the problem, I wasn't running a diff, I was running a slipper on the B74, but the problem with it is that it sort of melts the main gear, at least the way I do it. So the slipper pads just turn in the main gear and melt it. So then the old one had this casing for the pads, and then yeah, it's a different design, different build. So I fit that one on the car, but you needed to Dremel some stuff, like one of the, not the pad, not the like pad material, but the aluminium cover was too big, so you had to Dremel and make it a smaller circumference. So you had to, or diameter, I guess both are smaller. Anyway, so you had to Dremel that part, and then also I wanted an 81 instead of the 78, so I had to Dremel the chassis like that. So there was a lot of Dremeling going on. Would you consider going back to reading? I mean, before that last main, I was like, never again. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe I need to go prepared. Probably have to race the open class now after that dismal performance. And maybe just race the open class and try and do well there. But I think I would only go if I feel good with the cars. Like, they're fun to drive. I'm not sort of trying to survive. I'm actually trying to go fast. So in that case, yeah, it could be fun. Icebreaker at Indy RC, no, because it's an indoor nitro track, so no. You might go lose your virginity if you go Philippines. No, I am definitely re-virginizing this year. So I have a theory that virgins are faster, except Mayfield. He's an anomaly. There are those, you know, exceptions to the rule, but most drivers, you know, most guys, like, they are faster when they're virgins. So, for example, Ongaro, how long can his streak really last? I mean, not very long, because how old is he now? I mean, he's getting close to where it's going to happen. Like, Ongaro is going to lose his virginity, and he's going to start losing races. So, it's going to happen. I mean, just look at Ty. He's like, he was super fast, and now he's like faded a bit. And we all know why. We all know why. So I'm now re-virginizing. So I'm just, you know, not going out, working, going to the RC track, and basically becoming a virgin again. So it's a long process, but, you know, I'm committed. So, and it comes really easy to me. It's like very easy for me to re-virginize myself. It's not like I have to like really put in a lot of effort. So it's just, yeah, it's just how it is. Are you coming to the Manufacturers Cup? That's the race at A Main in May. Nope, not going. Am I selling what at DNC? At this point, see, even Savoya is watching. He had someone tell, you know what? Savoya has like a radar. If we start talking about balls on here, he's gonna start watching. Oh, what happened? There we go. I touched the screen and focus went elsewhere. What tracks will you be practicing at before DNC? I want to annoy you before you get distracted at DNC. So, I don't know. Palm Desert, probably Palm Desert. That track in Victorville, SoCal RC Raceway, or whatever that's called these days. Probably those. Will will you come this year to Portugal, do a race in next year European? So next year the European Championships are on this track in Portugal. And yeah, I think I will. Like the end of this year, I'll try and go to Portugal and drive on that track. So I don't know, practice or if there's a race or something. But yeah, end of this year I'll try go. Yeah, we'll have shirts at DNC. We have the No Name RC podcast shirts. So DNC will have some of these shirts, and then we'll have these new shirts. That's the front, that's the back. And then this shirt, this is the front, and then it has this same back. So we'll have those at DNC. Also, I have some JQ Threads hoodies, and I should have JQ Threads hats also at DNC. So hats and JQ Threads hoodies at DNC. Apparently we are going to have a different No Name RC shirt, according to Keenan. So, okay, good. We'll have a different one. But we still have large size in these. The original ones we made. Okay, so Keenan ordered shirts. No one ordered the special deal yet. We talked about the lightweight car. Degani didn't like the lightweight car. I think he's too old and he didn't change any other things on his car, so what do you expect? Kevin Palmer wants a no name in XL. Yeah, we need to make more shirts. After this, I'm actually going to place an order here. More no name RC shirts. They are also on the website. So, do we still have anything else, or are we done here? I have a lot of work to do. I think what's happening now? Yeah, I think I'm gonna get back to doing Facebook Lives. I'm gonna try and have some quality content here. So we're going to Arizona. Gonna do some testing there, some racing. So next week, another Facebook Live. We can talk, think of some good topics to cover. And we go from there. So I'll do these on Wednesdays. I think it's Wednesday today. Is it Wednesday today? It is Wednesday today. That's good. So I'll do these Facebook Lives on Wednesdays. We'll have some, we'll do some sales, do some Q&A, talk about relevant topics that you want to talk about, and talk about some speed secrets. E-buggy.